Bitches, it's Holland. What's good and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will be redoing my astrology birth chart for Red Velvet's member Yeri using an alleged birth time. Before we get into it, I recently uploaded a part 2 of my analysis of Red Velvet's Wendy's birth chart, a part 2 of my analysis of Red Velvet's Joy's birth chart, and a video reviewing September K-pop comebacks. Okay, here is Yeri's alleged birth chart. So now let's get into the video. First is her first house, the house of self-awareness, people's first impressions of you, and your physical appearance. Like Wendy, Yeri is a Gemini rising. Gemini risings have the impression of being very intelligent, sociable, funny, outgoing, and talkative. Gemini risings are known for being versatile and adaptable people that love change, so this is why, like Wendy, she tends to fit Red Velvet's versatile concepts very well. In terms of appearance, Gemini risings are known for having thin model-like bodies, oval-shaped faces, long limbs and fingers, voluminous hair, pretty eyes, average to tall height, and a large forehead. However, the reason why Yeri doesn't take on more of these Gemini physical traits is that her ascendant is squaring Mercury. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So if she's a Gemini rising with her Mercury badly aspecting her ascendant, she's not going to take on the traits as much as someone with their first house in Gemini and Mercury conjuncting or positively aspecting their ascendant, or even a Gemini rising whose Mercury isn't aspecting their ascendant at all. In addition, her moon is trining her ascendant, which, like Wendy's moon in the first house, gives her some Cancer/moon physical traits such as a pale complexion, dark hair, a round face, a short height, large round eyes, and short arms and legs. Next is her first house ruler in the 10th house. This indicates she has a strong need for recognition, which can be a driving force in her life. Yeri is usually ready to take charge, and she is fond of structure, rules, and law in her life. She readily takes responsibility for herself and for others, and she is especially fond of letting others know her position in life. Next is her second house, the house of money, wealth, your self-worth, income, and relationship with materialism. Her second house is in Cancer. She only makes investments with her money after thorough analysis. She wants money to provide for her families and is likely able to achieve financial security. Besides money, since the second house represents what you place value in, she will be focused on spending time around family and home, as she will place a lot of value in these things. Her second house is in the 5th house. This means she earns money at a creative job in which she entertains and performs for the enjoyment of others as well as through her creativity. She is willing to spend her money on her romantic partners and her children. However, this can indicate that she may look to romantic partners and creativity to fulfill self-esteem. Next is her third house, the house of communication, your way of thinking, your siblings, neighbors, socializing, and early education. Her third house is in Leo. She is very ambitious, curious, and imaginative. When it comes to learning, it is important for her to maintain an interest in a particular subject. She gets bored easily and does not recognize learning by simply memorizing the material, and she has good chances to be successful due to her natural ability to communicate successfully with any type of person. Her third house in the 10th house means that Yeri's ability to use her voice, in this case singing, provides her status and reputation. She communicates in a very self-conscious and professional way. Learning languages will help to enhance her career opportunities, and she likes to gather information and research about her career. Her North Node is in Leo in the 3rd house. This means Yeri's life involves a dynamic between being a team player and being in the spotlight, between caring about what others think and not giving a fuck, and between elitism and humanitarianism. Yeri is likely to go down the path of creativity, performance, and entertainment, so it makes a lot of sense for her to go to the path of being an idol. Yeri also should indulge in aspects of her life that have to do with communication, socializing, her siblings, her neighbors, her early education. Qualities that she should embrace in this lifetime are leading by example, following her heart, luxury, affection, and collaborating with the elite. Next is her 4th house, the house of your childhood, your parenting style, your relationship with your family, especially your mother, self-care, femininity, your home, and private life. Her 4th house is in Virgo. She may be looking for her perfect home throughout her life. If there was something lacking in her family home, later on, she might experience the feeling of wanting to have her own house while missing the time she spent with her parents growing up. Sometimes, she may have experienced a lack of emotional connection with one of her parents or family members, and this is why she feels the need to create a perfect home where everyone is happy. Her 4th house ruler is in the 10th house. This means she may have a hard time balancing her public and private life. Family and traditions affect what career she chooses. She lives at work, such as how she and the other Red Velvet members all sleep in a dorm room or hotel, and, as I said about her 1st house ruler in the 10th house, she feels rooted when she has achieved fame and recognition. Next is her 5th house, the house of procreation, your future children, your creativity, entertainment, hobbies, short-term romantic relationships, theatrics, and performance. Her 5th house is in Libra. She may be dependent on other people, which she needs to work on to have a healthy development of her personality. She recognizes true, unconditional, creative love, and chooses long-term romantic relationships and marriage over short flings. She easily blends into any team or partnership, and she realizes her creative potential through discussions or seminars. She is charming and enjoys flirting, but she is also very romantic and enjoys showering her partners with attention. Her 5th house ruler in the 11th house means Yeri is very self-expressive among her friends. She likes to do recreational activities and hang out with her friends. Being creative and entertaining serves her long-term goals and dreams, which explains the reason why she became an idol, and she may get romantically involved with her friends, or the people she used to be romantically involved with can become friends. Next, her moon is in Libra. Since Libra rules the 7th house, the house of one-on-one relationships, collaboration, and partnerships, a lot of Libra moons tend to be extremely social and love to compromise with others. However, to some people, Libra moons can come across as overly dependent on others and can't do anything by themselves. Because Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of love and beauty, Libra moons tend to have very charming personalities that many will find attractive. In terms of her emotions, Libra, being an air sign, struggles when placed into the moon, as many air signs tend to be overly logical and emotionally unintelligent. Her Mars in the 5th house means she is very passionate about entertaining and performing for others, children, and her romantic affairs. She strives to push herself to her limit in all sorts of demanding activities, like challenges, physical exercises, or competitions. She carries love for herself and enjoys winning. She is very romantic, so when it comes to routine, she gives up easily and loses interest, which can be seen both at work and at home. In romantic relationships, she enjoys the period of getting to know her partner and not the routine that comes after marriage and having children. Her Mars is in Scorpio. During a conflict, she tends to become extremely intense and dominates over her opponent quite easily, as Scorpio is a very intense and obsessive sign. Since Scorpio rules the 8th house, the house of shared finances, deep connections, sex, transformation, and peak experiences, Yeri is extremely passionate about maintaining lasting connections with others, especially with her Libra moon, exploring into taboos, her sex life, and constantly growing to become a better or newer version of herself. In terms of her sexuality, these people tend to be secretive about the people she is sexually involved with. She is willing to try most things, and she prefers to be the more dominant person during sex. Next is her 6th house, the house of health, fitness, nutrition, daily routine, work life, and sense of usefulness. Her 6th house is in Scorpio and her Pluto is in the 6th house. She is extremely hardworking and sometimes is even obsessed with her job. She desires the ability to have control in her work life, which is funny since she chose the like of being a micromanaged K-pop idol. She hates having a routine job. It will be best for her to find a profession that will keep things interesting and be a challenge. Her 6th house ruler in the 6th house means her daily routines and habits are geared to maintaining employment and maintaining her health. Her work life has a major impact on her health, and self-improvement is a major factor at her job. For example, as an idol, she will want to continue to improve on her rapping, dancing, vocals, and stage presence. Her Pluto is in Sagittarius. This means that Yeri takes her personal ethical beliefs and philosophies extremely seriously. She tends to question beliefs that she may consider inefficient or self-limiting. Her humanity is powerful, and her optimistic image of the world moves her. Her Lilith in Scorpio in the 6th house means that Yeri's worst qualities are that at times she can be jealous, possessive, secretive, dominating, and resentful, and she projects these qualities onto her health, daily routine, fitness, and work life. Next is her 7th house, the house of long-term romantic relationships, marriage, contracts, compromise, collaboration, legal matters, and one-on-one partnerships. Her 7th house is in Sagittarius. This means she looks for a partner who has a strong personality, is funny, honest, philosophical, intelligent, and wise. She likes it when her partners are independent and have their own interests besides those serving their relationship. She enjoys her alone time and will not stick with a partner who is too clingy. Her future spouse is likely to be of a different race, culture, or nationality. In terms of appearance, they may be quite tall, have a high forehead, have problems managing her weight, have an oval-shaped face, large round eyes, and may be naturally free of health issues. Her 7th house ruler in the 10th house means she may be attracted to, or attract, a partner who is a professional or authority figure, someone who is competent, authoritative, hardworking, ambitious, and reputation conscious. She tends to romantically connect with successful or highly motivated people, and her marriage will affect her public reputation. Next is her 8th house, the house of sex, death, intimacy, taboos, deep connections with others, peak experiences in your life, transformation, as well as shared finances such as taxes, loans, investments, inheritances, and property. Her 8th house is in Capricorn. She sees her main goal in life is leaving a legacy and a mark in the world. She is responsible for the joint finances and prefers to make investments only if she is certain they will pay off. She takes a traditional approach to money, and other people may trust her to handle their finances as well. In terms of her death, Capricorn 8th house people tend to live for a long time till their 80s, 90s, and onward. This could also mean that her death can involve work-related stress, or since Capricorn rules the skeletal system, her death could involve her teeth or her bones, so it's important for her to manage her stress with things like meditation and hobbies, and for her to get regular checkups from the dentist. Her 8th house ruler is in the 11th house. This means she may get emotionally entangled with friends. She finds it hard to be just friends with people. Yeri's ability to understand the motivations of other people influences her friendships, and she needs to belong to groups of like-minded people who share her intensity. Her Neptune is in the 8th house. This means she can fantasize or dream about taboo topics that others are too afraid to talk about. For her, it will be useful to practice mindfulness and stress-reducing techniques, such as yoga, guided breathing, or meditation to begin to enjoy the outside world rather than to fear it. She tends to worry about joint finances and is afraid of making misplaced investments, so she may rely on a financial advisor to help her. However, using her strong intuition can help her in making correct decisions about her financial future, and transformation comes at a cost or sacrifice for her. Furthermore, her Neptune is in Aquarius. This means that Yeri's vision of a perfect world centers around humanitarianism, individuality, equality, and freedom. She is very open-minded to other people's beliefs and she likes it when people are allowed to be 100% of their authentic selves. Next is her 9th house, the house of travel, higher education, ethics, religion, morals, philosophy, adventure, and your relationships with people of other nationalities, races, and ethnicities. Her 9th house is in Aquarius and her Uranus is in the 9th house. This means that she has an intense love for philosophy and her views on things can change easily. She believes that ideas have to be influential and well thought in order to have weight next to the ideas supported by history. She enjoys traveling and likes meeting new people who can challenge her beliefs. Her 9th house ruler in the 9th house means traveling, learning about religion, and learning about other cultures expands her horizons and grants her with wisdom, and learning about other cultures and their customs expands her outlook on life. Her south node is in Aquarius and the 9th house. In her past, Yeri embraced the things that made her unique, was free-spirited, and hated following traditions or rules, especially when they served no purpose to her. She was concerned a lot about traveling, other cultures and nations, philosophy, higher learning, and religion. Qualities that she should reject in this lifetime are being a people pleaser, the need to be liked by others, being emotionally detached, being overly intellectual, and rejecting sensual and luxurious pleasures. Moreover, her Uranus is in Aquarius. This means that she is most interested in making changes, innovating, and updating traditions related to technology, friendship, community, liberty, individuality, and kinship, and she is extremely open to new ideas and free thought. Next is her 10th house, the house of recognition, career, long-term goals, your public image, status, masculinity, and your relationship with your father and men in general. Her Mahivan is in Pisces. She might struggle to figure out what she wants from life and from her career. Her decisions are often impractical, which is something she needs to work on going forward. Creative professions, along with careers that deal with spirituality, arts, or jobs that involve helping others will be a great fit for her. When the 10th of the astrology house is in Pisces, people strive to rid themselves of any destructive habits and behaviors that are holding them down. She is talented and has a desire for others to discover and recognize her talent. This is why the 10th house position in Pisces can be found often in painters or musicians. Her 10th house ruler is in the 8th house. Her professional success is related to her ability to produce changes or transformations in herself as well as others. This astrological influence brings financial support from others that will help her career. Her sun in the 10th house means that she urges to work towards her goals, success, and accomplishments. She hates taking orders from other people, which is surprising considering the fact that she ended up picking a career in which she is constantly micromanaged. And since the sun rules Leo, which rules the 5th house, the house of entertainment and theatrics, it makes sense for her to choose a career in which she performs on stage for the enjoyment of others. Her sun is in Pisces. Pisces people tend to have their heads in the clouds and are constantly in dreamland. In addition, Pisces people tend to be extremely naive and innocent to things that happen in the real world. And since Pisces rules the 12th house, the house of spirituality, Pisces people are constantly searching for a higher purpose in life, and because they have such a great imagination, Pisces people tend to be extremely creative and innovative. Lastly, Pisces is an extremely sensitive sign that tends to struggle with criticism and is hurt by compassionless behavior. Her Mercury is in the 10th house. This means that she is very talented at communication and uses this skill often at her work. She has a reputation for being very intelligent, and she prefers frequent changes of setting or activities in order to remain stimulated or challenged, which shouldn't be hard for her to receive as a K-pop idol. Next is her Mercury in Aries. Yeri tends to speak impulsively what's on her mind without thinking beforehand, so some may say that she has no filter when she communicates. Also, since Aries is ruled by Mars, the planet of assertion, aggression, and drive, many people with this placement tend to come across as aggressive when they talk even when they don't mean to, especially when they are talking about something they are passionate about. In terms of her mindset, since Aries is a cardinal sign, which is a type of zodiac sign that is determined, go-getters, and are initiators, Yeri is likely to have a very action-oriented mindset in which she believes that actions speak louder than words. Lastly, Aries Mercuries tend to have a hard time when it comes to waiting patiently for something, and they often tend to have a selfish or me-first mentality. Her Jupiter in the 10th house means she has a clear distinction between work and personal life. She is a hard-working person, but she does not become obsessed with her career to the point of forgetting about her family and personal goals. She will achieve success in professions connected to traveling, education, public speaking, writing, or cultural work. She places learning and knowledge as her top priority for achieving success in her professional life. Sometimes, she finds it difficult to direct her energy toward a single element and may attempt to do too many things at the same time. Last is her Jupiter in Aries. Since Aries rules the 1st house and is ruled by Mars, Yeri receives the most luck when she is assertive, bold, confident, passionate, and driven, as well as when she expresses her true self, evaluates her identity, and takes care of her body. Next is her 11th house, the house of friendships, organizations, groups, social awareness, humanitarianism, technology, and future hopes and wishes. Her 11th house is in Aries. Friends are especially important in her life. She is charming and sociable, and it is easy for her to become the center of everyone's attention. She enjoys having many acquaintances and friends and may be members of many social groups at the same time. She enjoys meeting new people and learning new things, finding it easy to make friends but rather difficult to make her friendships last. Such people desire others to like and acknowledge them and can sometimes show off, but always with good intentions. Her 11th house ruler is in the 5th house. This means she may tend to get romantically involved with her friends. All of her friends are artistic and creative, her long-term hopes and dreams involve the creative arts, and she approaches her children in a friendly manner. Her Venus in the 11th house means the friendship level of her relationships needs to be genuine in order for her to sustain romantic interest. She tends to focus on a person's unique qualities as the most attractive. Her relationships must possess some kind of unconventional element in order to keep her interest levels high. She may meet lovers through group activities or through friendships. Although she values friendships and group affiliations highly, she might jump into friendships without considering the responsibilities they might entail. Furthermore, her Venus in Aries means Yeri is a very passionate person in relationships that some people may find overbearing and draining. In relationships, she likes to be the one that dominates and leads the relationship. Yeri is the kind of girl that believes in love at first sight and is addicted to the challenge of persuading someone they like to like them back, but once she has them, she will likely move on to her next conquest. In terms of aesthetics, Aries Venuses tends to dress in a very bold and standoutish way. Popular fashion genres for these people are streetwear, grungy emo-like clothes, and clothes that show lots of skin. Her Saturn in the 11th house means Yeri may have developed a public and a private personality, and since her public personality is the perfected version of herself, it is hard for her to let others know about her real character. She prefers talking to others one-on-one and avoids crowds of people. It may be difficult for her to create friendships. These individuals usually become friends with those recommended by the people she trusts, like a family member or a person with some sort of authority. In order to be happy with her life, she needs to find a balance between her private and social lives. Next, Yeri's Saturn is in Taurus. Since Saturn is the planet of trial and error and hard work, whatever sign or house Saturn is in, that aspect of your life will require the most time and effort to perfect and develop. Since Taurus rules the 2nd house, the house of resources, wealth, valuables, and self-esteem, Yeri may struggle when it comes to fearing that she won't have what she needs, so she may end up relying on others even when she doesn't need to, especially with her Libra moon. She also may have problems when it comes to feeling guilty when she indulges in herself with celebrations or luxury items. And lastly, since Taurus represents being the provider, she may struggle to ask for help when she needs it because she thinks that she's the one who needs to help others all the time. Next is her 12th house, the house of repression, your insecurities, your sense of spirituality, selflessness, sacrifice, and how you retreat from the world. Her 12th house in Taurus means, like all of us, Yeri has one personality that she shows others and another personality that she tries to repress and keep hidden. On the outside, she is enthusiastic and full of energy, especially with her Gemini moon and rising, has a lot of friends, and she easily becomes the life of the party. On the inside, however, she has many worries about her safety and financial security. She does not like changes, instead preferring to have the things as they were. This placement also works well with her Taurus South Node as she will try to repress these traits about herself. However, like her 2nd house in Cancer suggests, Yeri may have a hard time when it comes to learning to value herself and maintaining self-confidence. Her 12th house ruler is in the 11th house. This means she experiences sadness through the loss of cherished hopes and dreams. She gets in touch with her spiritual side through group activities and by joining like-minded individuals, and dreams show the way for her to achieve hopes and dreams. Okay, this is the end of the reading. Thanks for watching. If you wish to purchase an astrology or tarot card reading from me, click the link in the description below. If you would like to hear me talk shit about K-pop drama or DM me a private question you have about one of my videos, here is my Instagram. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to stay snatched.